The Hare Krishna. अभी ठीक है, चलेगा. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Cartel player नहीं है, drama नहीं है. लो. Om Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Pavatu Me Nila Chandra Chandra Om Jagannath Prabhu Jagannath Kadit Kalindi Tata Vipina Sangita Karabo. You know this song? Yeah. It's a big song. It's spoken, written by Shankaracharya. Yeah. And Mahaprabhu, when he was going to Puri, he was singing this song. Kadit Kalindi Tata. Sometimes Lord Jagannath on the bank of the Jamuna, he plays his flute in a tumultuous manner. So Lord Chaitanya, he recited and danced to this song when he was going to Jagannath Puri. Today is Rath Yatra, you know. So what is Rath Yatra? Do you know? Rath Yatra, when Krishna, he left Vrindavan, so all the Brijbasis, they were heartbroken. He went to Dwarka. Of course, he hid himself in the heart of the gopis, in the heart of his devotees. So he never leaves Vrindavan. But in Yoga Maya, they feel a separation. But then, one time, there was a big yagya in Kurukshetra because of the solar conjunction or something. So the Brijbasis came to Kurukshetra, and the Dwarkabasis, including Krishna of course, they came to Kurukshetra. So the Brijbasis, they met Krishna, Dwarka Krishna. And it's explained, Rupa Goswami explains that Radharani was, and all the Brijbasis, they were happy to see Krishna. But Krishna was dressed as a prince, mukut, gold, many ministers, big chariot, gold, Aishwarya Bhav. So Radharani was not fully satisfied, we'll say. And she was in this mood that I want to take Krishna back to Vrindavan. There I can serve him on the bank of the Jamuna, in the groves, with the Astakala, with the Manjaris, on the bank of the Jamuna, in the moonlight. And we can have ras in the moonlight. But I can't serve Krishna properly in that mood, which is my mood, in the middle of this huge assemblage, this huge ministers and army and soldiers and everything. So Rupa Goswami wrote verses on that subject. So in Dwarka, in Puri, Jagannath is in the big temple. So that is Dwarka. He's worshipped there, 64 items of worship every day. this donkey. Tell her to be quiet immediately. I think, Mataji, you go out. Go out. Go out. Don't stay here. So Rupa Goswami wrote these verses explaining this mood. So Jagannath temple in Dwarka, 64 items of worship. Krishna is worshipped in Aishwarya. Lord Chaitanya used to see Jagannath and he would see Shyam Sundar. And it is stated in the Shastra that the form of Jagannath there in Puri, in the main temple, that is in that form because Krishna was remembering in separation the Brijvasis. So in ecstasy, his form took the form of Jagannath. This is in the Shastra. So, Jagannath is there in the Dwarka temple, but he's always thinking, I want to go to Vrindavan. So in Jagannath Puri, there is Gupta Vrindavan. That is Gundicha temple. So once a year, Jagannath goes on the Rath cart, just like Krishna went on the Rath to Kurukshetra, and from there he goes to Gupta Vrindavan to associate with Radharani in the mood of Vrindavan, which is his highest mellows within his heart. So Lord Chaitanya, he recited that song. It was written by Shankaracharya. And as he was going to Puri, he was singing that song in ecstasy. So the devotees, they are taking Jagannath back to Vrindavan from Dwarka. That is the mood. To associate with Radharani. Coming back in a different form. Welcome. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna tira vanachari. Yamuna tira vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Ballava Girivaradhari. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna tira vanachari. Yamuna tira vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Ballava Girivaradhari. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna tira vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Prabhu Sarasisi Mad His Divine Grace Sri Lesa Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Prabhu Sarasisi Mad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Thakor Bhakti Vinod Ki Jai. Sura-saṅghā Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Srimad Ratha Yatra Jagannath Ratha Yatra Ki Jai. All glories to assembled devotees. All glory to assembled devotees. All glory to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Go Premananda Hariyabho. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together please. Om Ajnana Timarandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uktvā Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamshta He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishabhana Sudadevi Pranamami Hari Priya Panchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Bhavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudhi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So, reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, translation and commentary, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. So today, Dharma asked me to speak 21 to 27 inclusive, correct? So that's a lot of verses. We don't want. So what I'll do is, what we'll do, I'll say the Sanskrit once, then I'll say the English once, and then we'll repeat the English, then we'll go to the purport. So we'll miss out repeating the verses and the word for word, or else all the time will be gone. So here's 21. Amihi tvām sura-saṅghā viśanti kecid bhītāḥ prāñjalayo gṛṇanti svasti uktvā maharṣi-siddha-saṅghāḥ stuvanti tvām stutibhiḥ puṣkalābhiḥ. All the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings, crying, "Oh, peace," are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. So, please repeat. All the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings, crying, "Oh, peace," are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. So, purport Srila Prabhupada. The demigods in all the planetary systems feared the terrific manifestation of the universal form and its glaring effulgence, and so prayed for protection. Yes. So, not only Arjuna, we discussed this last week, Arjuna was also seeing the universal form, of course. Sanjay could see, but so many personalities of the universe were also seeing the universe, and you see their reaction when they see the Virat Rupa. Some of them very much afraid. Yes. So like we were talking about Aishwarya, Krishna had two aspects in that sense. There is the Aishwarya aspect of Supreme Lord, His power, potency, unlimited, omniscient, omnipotent, omniscient, knowing everything. So, that is Aishwarya Bhav. But Krishna, the aspect, Bhagavan, Krishna in Vraj, that is Krishna Rasavai-saha. The idea of Krishna as the great, all-powerful, omnipotent, Supreme Lord is very much on the side. Everyone is thinking this is Krishna, the local hero, the local son of Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda, and he is very much afraid of Lalita Shaki in case she says something bad to Radharani about his behavior. So, of course, Lord Chaitanya, he's Namo Mahavadanyaya because he brought out this Rasavai-saha. Rasa means mellow. Krishna is the form of transcendental mellow. Also his name, Namani Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasavigraha. The name of Krishna is the form of transcendental mellows. So, that is put forward by Lord Chaitanya even in the middle of Kali Yuga, where we see the universal form is acting all over the place in a gross way. We can see ourselves. This is put forward by Lord Chaitanya. Ketanat eva Krishnasya mukta. That Kali Yuga is full of hypocrisy and conflict, but it has one good quality, that just by chanting Hare Krishna, by taking shelter of the holy name in sincerity, by taking shelter of the acharyas, mukta sangha param brajet, you can leave this material world very easily just by sincerity. So Krishna doesn't expect Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, they don't expect us to become Paramahamsa. But we just have to stay sincere in our application, in our sadhana, and we just have to serve the devotees, the acharyas, the shastra nicely, and Krishna will take us. We shouldn't try to attain perfection on our own steam. In the material world, this is how we're always thinking. I will do it. I will be brahmachari by my determination. I will chant extra rounds. I will gain siddhanta. No, we should, bhakti means to rely on Krishna. So the material world, here we're seeing Virat Roop, that is Krishna as Paramatma. And the material world has two functions. The first function is that the living entities come here and they want to lord it over matter and control and enjoy matter. They want to feel that I am God, I am the Supreme. They may not consciously think I am the Supreme Person, but they put themselves at the center of existence and they try to arrange everything for their own gratification. But they become caught up in the laws of karma. And this is what Virat Rupa is showing to Arjuna and the rest of the universe, that the laws of karma, they put you into a situation of birth, death, old age and disease. Everyone is born, then they're dying, and then they're getting old age and they're getting diseased and they're in mental tension and so on. Karma phal. The result of the karma, because you're acting independently, so therefore you have to answer for your own activities. So the material energy will fulfill your desires in that way, in an illusory way, temporary way, but it will also frustrate you. So the living entity, he realizes this is unsatisfactory, and he becomes on a spiritual quest. This is for the human beings. The animals, they don't get these thoughts, but the human being thinks. So therefore in human society there's so much philosophy, so much man-made religion, so many thoughts, so many sadhus. But that is perfect in the Vedas. And so we understand from Bhagavad Gita, the summary of Vedic knowledge, that this material world is not a comfortable place to live. And this is why the great sages, even though they are in Svargaloka, in subtle form and so on and so forth, and the upper planetary systems, they are realizing that this is all temporary. So whatever we attain in this world is temporary. We may attain so much through good karma, but it is temporary. And we are all going to go through the process of the Virat Rupa. So, therefore, the demigods and the sages are offering Vedic hymns, taking shelter of Krishna. So, verse 22, Rudra Aditya Vasavo Yecha Sadhya Vishve Shrino Marutosh Koma Pascha Gandhava Vya sura-saṅghā viśanti tvām vishamitas chaiva sarve All the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadyas, the Vishvadevas, the two Ashvis, the Maruts, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. Please repeat. All the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadyas, the Vishvadevas, the two Ashvis, the Maruts, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. Yeah, so these are all different devatas and positions in the material world. So this is important because we believe, of course, Krishna, the Vedas, present the personal God. So he has empowered different agents within the material world to maintain different aspects. Just like in the government, Narendra Modi may be the top guy, but he is empowering different people to supervise different aspects. So we've discussed this many times. So the material world has two aspects. One is the scientific aspect. You can calculate the effect of gravity and physical laws and so on and so forth, and chemistry and two hydrogen atoms with one atom of oxygen will make water and so on and so forth. But ultimately, these laws, they are maintained by a mystic power that is beyond material calculation. Everything is resting upon Krishna. Matak parataram nanyat Krishna. So Krishna has inconceivable potency, and without accepting that the Supreme Lord has inconceivable potency, it is not possible to come to realization of Him. In the material world, we look at the material world like in the modern made science, and they're measuring this and that. But they never come to the conclusion that there is a supreme unlimited person, because they think matter and the physical laws are everything that there is. But from the Vedas we see that actually everything is resting, here is the illustration, everything is resting upon the Supreme Lord. He has empowered all personalities to govern and make the material energy progress under the time factor. So that meditation is necessary, that acceptance of the achintya aspect beyond material physical laws. That is the contemplation of the great sages. They are hearing this, that everything is resting upon Krishna as pearls are strung upon a thread. So they hear this in the Shastra. Oh yes, everything is just like my neck beads are strung upon the thread. And they're contemplating, and they're trying to get vision by the grace of the Supreme Lord, that how is His position, how is this happening. So that is the meditation of the great sages and the devotees. But of course in Vrindavan, they are meditating upon Krishna's flute playing, on his dancing, on the way he tied his dhoti, the peacock feather in his hair. Why is it on this side today? So that's their contemplation. But the great sages and sages, we shouldn't deny them their status, but there's nothing more intimate than Vrindavan, and so that's what Jagannath Rath Yatra is, as we explained. It is taking Krishna from everywhere else in the creation to Vrindavan, to the bank of the Jamuna. Just like that song, Shankaracharya. Kadit kalindi tatta vipina sangita karavo. Right? Sometimes that Supreme Lord, He's on the bank of the Jamuna and He plays the flute in the moonlight. And this creates a great happiness. in Vrindavan, or all the gopis, they hear, oh, let us go and serve Krishna and dance in the moonlight. So the Supreme Lord's creation is multifarious. It is unlimited. It is unlimited. So we explained this 2 weeks ago, that the absolute truth is absolute. There's no limitation on the absolute truth. So the variety of the creation, the size of the creation is unlimited. There's no end to it. If the creation was limited, that would imply that the Supreme Creator was limited. But we have to contemplate, this is what I'm saying, the great sages, they contemplate these aspects of Krishna, and they get, by the grace of Krishna in the heart, Krishna explains, right? Hridaya, that I am within everyone's heart, Arjuna, and I give knowledge, remembrance, forgetfulness, realization, understanding. I give that. Just like we're reading, what are we looking at? We're looking at black upon white and different shapes. But how are we able to understand this? That is because Supersoul, because of Krishna. Because everything, our intelligence, our consciousness, our understanding is resting upon Krishna. So everything is the gift of Krishna. The realization that we get from the Shastra, from chanting Hare Krishna, by seeing the deity, that is the reciprocation of Krishna. And we should understand it in that way. Because bhakti means, the basic principle of bhakti is that, to enter into reciprocation with Krishna. In the material world, we don't reciprocate with Krishna in that sense. We reciprocate with the illusory energy. So the bhakta understands by Guru Sadhu Shastra, there is a Supreme Lord transcendental to this material world, and I must relate to that Supreme Lord. I must rely on that Supreme Lord. I must implore that Supreme Lord. And so here we are. We're seeing the reaction of these great devotees. Oh, Krishna, this is a little fearful. I'm reciting the Vedas. Please don't be too disturbing to me. So that is a fact. When we see a great display of energy, I remember once, this is a small thing, I remember Mayapur festival many years ago. I was staying with Vasu Ghosh in the room in the building there. And so at Mayapur festival time, this cold air meets the hot air. You know, it's springtime. So there was a tremendous storm. Like you've seen around Mayapur. Yeah, Gopanim time. Yeah. So, of course, it was in the middle of the night or something, so I thought, let me go out on the balcony and see it, you know. But the thunder and the lightning was so loud you could hear it in the middle of your heart. You could feel the vibration in your heart. And I was thinking, maybe I should go inside. It's a bit safer inside. So that is just a little thunderstorm, but so you can imagine the sight of the Vishwarup, Virat Rupa, the universe, the Super Soul's activities all in one place. So I remember it was so loud, the thunder, that you could feel it. Have you experienced it? You could feel it within your body, within your heart even. So I went back inside. I say, Vasu Ghosh, close the door. So now 23, that was 23, 23 now, yeah, okay. Rupam maha te bahu vakram netram maha bahu bahuru padam bahu dharam bahu damsra karalam drisva loka pradisva titastataham. Okay? O mighty armed one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with its many faces, eyes, arms, legs, thighs, bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I. So this is, I believe, this is Arjuna saying this, correct? Yes? So, please repeat. O mighty armed one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I. Yes. So you see this great form with many faces, many eyes, many arms. So there's also an interesting verse, 13:7. That's 13, that's 12. 13:7. Oh, nature, the enjoyer, the consciousness. Maybe I've got the number wrong. It explains that the supersoul, it appears to be divided, but it's one. So we sometimes think there's one supersoul here, one supersoul here, one supersoul here, one supersoul. No. Supersoul is residing, but like I say, he's the absolute. So he's not constrained like we are. I'm sitting here, you're sitting there, you're sitting there. So we are sitting in one place. But Krishna can be one body and in every place at the same time. Because being the absolute truth, he's not constrained by material time or material space. This is the proper understanding. So the supersoul may appear and may be discussed as divided, but we should also remember that he is one. So, let's go back. So we're on 24 now, correct? 24. Yes. So, 24. Nabha sprisam diptam aneka varnam vyathananam dipta vishala netram drisvahi tvam pravaksitar atma dhritim na vidami samyam ja Vishnu. O all-pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouths, and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. So, please repeat. O all-pervading Vishnu, seeing you with many radiant colors, touching the sky, your gaping mouths, and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. Well, I think this is very clear. But interesting, all-pervading Vishnu, that is the primary translation of Vishnu. Vishnu means one who lives everywhere. So, Vishnu, he lives everywhere, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, those three things that we often hear. So he's omnipresent, he's living everywhere. So this is very assuring that we never have to feel lonely, because Krishna is always present with us. So we can always reciprocate with Krishna. That's the living. We shouldn't think, oh, Krishna, he's great. He only reciprocates with the great sages, the great devotees. No, but we are made to reciprocate with Krishna. So sadhana bhakti means to practice that reciprocation with Krishna. Therefore, in the 13th chapter, one of the items of knowledge is to detachment from the general mass of people and to retire to a solitary place and to do one's bhajan, one's contemplation of the Supreme Lord. And so we saw that in the 5th canto, right? Maharaj Bharat, he left the kingship. Also the Pandavas, they left their position in when they saw Kali Yuga coming, and they left for the north. So Maharaj Bharat, he went to the forest. Why? To do his bhajan, to do his sadhana, because he was king. So of course he's ruling and making decisions, that's right, that's wrong, and he's dealing with the material energy and so on and so forth. And of course he's thinking of Supreme Lord, but he wants to retire from that external engagement and concentrate upon this realization of the Supreme Lord. So that is one of the items of knowledge. At the right stage, we should attain Siddhanta. Siddhanta means that we should understand Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. Sambandha means relationships between the different energies. Abhideya means the procedures of bhajan, of upasana. And Prayojan means the goal, the necessity. We should have a good conception of that. That will bring us to the actual Vaishnava platform, the Madhyama platform. And then we, on the basis of that purification and realization within the consciousness, we can realize directly our relationship with Krishna beyond philosophy. Because the gopis, the residents of Vrindavan, like we're saying, Radharani, they're not thinking in philosophical terms when they see Krishna or Kurukshetra. They are thinking in terms of bhava, in terms of prem. So, but the philosophy, methodical and so on, and Srimad Bhagavatam and the Satsandarbhas, Jiva Goswami and Vaidhi and all these, this is good. There's at the beginning of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Siddhanta Bulya Jeev, Kona Bhagyavan Jeev, that the devotee should not stay away from Siddhanta thinking, oh, this is controversial, all this discussion of philosophy, I want to just feel bhava. No, feel bhava on the basis of a good Siddhanta. Siddhanta will purify the mind of illusory conceptions of reality. It will give reality a clear focus within the mind. So it is good, maksita matgata prana, to discuss philosophy, and that enlightens the mind. And on the basis of that, one can understand rasa. The rasa is there within the heart, but if we jump too fast to rasa and understanding ras leela and prem bhav and these high aspects of Vrindavan rasa, then this is, the danger is sahajiya. Sahajiya means one who goes the easy way, the natural way. Oh, I love my wife, so now I'm going to practice loving Krishna in the same way. This is, no. First become decontaminated from material sentimentality, then develop realization of Krishna, and on that basis develop prem bhav and bhav bhakti. So that's very important, to follow, what do they say? Mahājyena kata svapanta. Follow the path chalked out by the previous acharyas. So we're on 25 now? 25. Damstra kalalani chache mukani dristvaiva kalanali sanibhani disto chajani chalabjate sarma prasida dveshta jagat nivasa. O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance seeing this. Thus, your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions I am bewildered. Please repeat. O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the world, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance seeing you thus. Your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions I am bewildered. Yeah, so same again. Now it's becoming more and more frightening if you, isn't it? If you look, it's, at the beginning it was not so, oh, you are so powerful, spread throughout the sky. But now he's looking, death-like faces, awful teeth. I'm losing my mental balance. So, yes. Even when we read this, it's kind of like a bit shocking, isn't it? Because the yakshas were mentioned before. There's in the Mahabharata, there's the section called the Yaksha Prajna. You know, the Pandavas, they drank from the Yaksha's pond and they fell asleep. Finally, Yudhisthira came and the Yaksha said, they have drank from the pond without my pond, without permission. And they're death-like. Now, if you answer my questions correctly, I'll revive them. So Yudhisthira, son of Dharmaraj, okay. So one of the Yaksha Prashna was, what is the most amazing thing in the material world? We all know this story, right? And Yudhisthira Maharaj said, well, the most amazing thing in this material world is that we see everywhere people dying. We see it on the news nowadays, missiles and killing and so on. And we see in the road and we see bugs and we kill mosquitoes. We see death everywhere. But we think, it won't happen to me. So, but actually this is an interesting point. If you contemplate it, why do we think they won't happen to me? Yes, because we are actually eternal being, you see. We are actually eternal being. So we see death everywhere, but deep within ourselves we are Satchidananda, we are eternal beings. So somehow that deep aspect of our nature makes us feel that will never happen to me. And in one sense, dearest tatra namuyate, Krishna says, that yes, it won't happen to you. If you're steady in mind, one is not bewildered by the change of body. In the Bhagavatam, Narada Muni, he had darshan of Vishnu, and then it explains that he continued his meditation, and then just like lightning and thunder occur simultaneously, so when his time of death, his body, material body dropped off, and simultaneously he assumed his spiritual body, like thunder and lightning. So the devotee, the sadhaka, who's sincere, following order of Guru, he knows, my future is good. So he becomes relieved of anxiety. But sinful people, their anxiety increases because they are spirit soul. They also have intuition. I'm doing bad now. Like a criminal. He robs the bank, but then the next day he's looking for the police. But the ordinary citizen is walking down the road and he's asking the policeman, do you have the time, please? The thief. So, you know, there's terrible things going on, and particularly now, war and conflict. So all these people, all they know within themselves that their karma phal, their future is not good. So, but they believe that by worshipping different rakshasa deities or this and that, they can make adjustment. But it never really, because the soul is a knowing object. So we know that we are eternal. It's natural. And we also know. Why do we rob the bank at night? Because we think, this is bad and no one will see me. Why are there secret societies? Because they're doing bad things, right? There's no need for a secret society if you're giving charity and helping people. You don't have a secret society to give charity to help people. You only have secret society if there's something you want to keep hidden. So people cannot really complain because Super Soul is telling them, conscience, don't do that. It's not good. But they insist. So okay, do it. But then you will be unhappy. So, 25 is finished, right? 26, 27, 2 verses together. Amicca tvām dhritarashtrasya putra sarve sarvāvani phalam saṅghāḥ bhīśmo drona sutra putrastatāsho samashtoma diye api yod mukhāi vatrani te travramani viśanti damstra kalalani bhayanakani kecid vilagna dasa nantrasheshu sandrishante churnite uttama. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings. So that's one side. That's very interesting. And Bhishma, Drona, Karna, right? And our chief soldiers also. That's our side. You see that? So this is distinguishing the battlefield. On one side there is Dhritarashtra, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers on our side. They are all rushing into your fearful mouths. Not just one side. Sometimes people think like that. Oh, we're on the side of God. No, but you're all on the side of the Virat Rupa. You're all going to rush into the mouth of death. And some I see trapped with heads smashed and are rushing into your fearful mouths. And some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. That's very interesting, right? So the teeth in all the body, that's the hardest, right? The teeth are the hardest. And they do the grinding. The teeth are the grinding. So, please repeat. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also, are rushing into your fearful mouths. And some I see trapped, with heads smashed between your teeth. Purport Srila Prabhupada. In a previous verse, the Lord promised to show Arjuna things he would be very interested in seeing. Now Arjuna sees that the leaders of the opposite party, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and all the sons of Dhritarashtra, and their soldiers, and Arjuna's own soldiers, are all being annihilated. Good word, huh? Annihilated. That means completely destroyed. Right, this body is completely destroyed, eventually, one way or the other. This is an indication that after the death of nearly all the persons assembled at Kurukshetra, Arjuna will emerge victorious. It is also mentioned here that Bhishma, who is supposed to be unconquerable, right, Bhishma, will also be smashed. Prabhupada uses great words, doesn't he? So also Karna. Karna was son God through Kunti. So he was actually more powerful than Yudhisthira and Arjuna and Bhishma. He was the most powerful. But he had some difficulty. Kunti didn't recognize him. You know the story? After the battle, before the battle, Karna came to Kunti. Kunti told Karna, I am actually your mother. But I was a young Kumari and I was playing with the mantra and you were born through the air to preserve my virginity, but I was not married, so I made this rash decision to... And then Radheya, the charioteer and his wife, Radha, right? Huh? Yes, took care of him. But he was actually more powerful. A sun god, the sun, the most powerful entity you could say. So, Yudhisthira heard this, and then, this is very important. Sorry about this, ladies, but it's very interesting. So Yudhisthira heard, Kunti told Yudhisthira that actually Karna is my first son. So when Yudhisthira heard this, he was very disturbed. You son of Dharma, he said, this is terrible. Now you're telling me too late. If I'd have known that Karna was my elder brother, I would have surrendered to him. And this whole battle might have not taken place. But you kept this secret. So what did he do? Do you know the story? He cursed. He said, from this day forward, no woman will be able to keep a secret. You know that? That is Yudhisthira said that. From this day forward, no woman will be able to keep a secret. And there's many examples of this. I remember reading this many, many years ago. And in England, there was this big... she was a spy, in the Cold War time. And just before her death, she wrote a book, and she told everything in the book about the Russians and the Americans and the British and all this. She just told all the secrets. And so it's very interesting. And they say that if you want to tell the world, tell one woman. Sorry about this, ladies. But this is a fact. This is, women love to tell. Hey, did you hear about this? So, this is part, huh? There's nothing better than a secret to tell. They say that a secret is something held by one man. If it's two people know a secret, it's not a secret. But anyway, maybe there is a woman or two that transcends this. So only Karna. Not only will the great warriors of the other party like Bhishma be smashed, but some of the great warriors on Arjuna's side also. Yeah, so now we're getting the real... Because in the 9th chapter, or the 10th canto, Krishna chapter, Krishna told all the beautiful things. See me in all the wonderful creations. The beauty of a woman, the beauty of a sunset, music, the delight, and so on. See me in all the opulences of the world. But now he's moved on. See me also as the Virat Rupa. And ultimately that is not a beautiful sunset that you're seeing. You're seeing birth, death, old age and disease. So this is very important, because if we know the Creator, or we see the creation in relationship to the Creator, that's what Krishna tells Arjuna in the previous chapter. See me in my creation. And then you will become devoted to the Creator. Now in the modern world, they just tell people, oh, it's all the Big Bang, and there's chemical laws and physical laws, and there's no Creator beyond the creation. But if you remember the 10th chapter, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matak sarvam pravartate iti madhva bhajanti mam. Krishna explains in the Chatusloki there, number 1, he says, I am the source of all material and spiritual worlds. Those that know this perfectly engage in my bhajan. What does that mean? That means that if you see the creation in relationship to the Creator, you will naturally develop a mood of bhajan and upasana. So this modern idea that there's just chemicals and they just somehow came out of nowhere denies a Creator. So it locks the people in Kali Yuga into an atheistic, immoral, hopeless sense, where they think they can do anything, blow up people, kill people, this and that, because when I die there's nothing. But actually, if you see the creation in relationship to the Creator, then you will think, wow, let me inquire into this Creator, and then you'll develop a mood of devotion. So first Krishna told Arjuna, see me in all the wonderful creation, yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam, all the great opulence is in the material world, see me in that way. And then in this chapter he's telling Arjuna, but actually Arjuna, yes, you see me in the creation, but just see what this creation really is. This creation is just birth, death, old age and disease. So therefore, you can see two. One negative inspiration. The Virat Rupa is so terrible. We're all going to die, we're all going to lose this body, we're all going to leave everything behind, everything is temporary. That is negative. And then the chapter before, Krishna was telling Arjuna, see me in the beautiful, yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam, see that everything that is wonderful in this world is just a spark. So that is a positive thing, right? That is attraction. So that is best to understand first, become attracted to the Supreme Lord. But then if you ever waver, just remember the Virat Rupa. You understand? Just remember, there's a dark side as well. So this material world, yin and yang as they say, black and white, duality, ultimately Vasudeva Sava, everything is Krishna. But in the material world there is that double aspect. There is good and bad relative to ourselves. But the devotee realizes Krishna, his consciousness is beyond the duality of the material world. And this is all inevitable, because in chapter 32, we'll just finish on that sloka, because that's really one of the apex of the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, who are you? What is your purpose? And then Krishna says, Kalosmi aham. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds. And I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Kalosmi aham. I am time. So that is, sometimes people, there's no God, there's no absolute. But yes, there is. Time is absolute. Time is indefatigable. You cannot overcome time. You cannot reverse time. You cannot live without time. You cannot do anything without time. You are dependent on time. Time is the manifest ruler of this world. We would all like to stay 18. But time came along and pushed us along through time. Time, oh no, I don't want to become middle-aged. Time pushes us. No, I don't want to become old age. Prabhupada said old age starts at 70. I don't want to become old age. Time pushes us along. Time is in charge. He's absolute. You might say, well, show me. Okay, show me a clock. Sure. A clock may describe time, but it's not actually time. But we know time exists. So that time is, you could say, is the complete picture. But the beautiful picture is all the opulences and nice things in this world. And so this is the double inspiration that we can take from this section of the Gita. That yes. And if we study, this potency will make the decision for us within our own consciousness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So thank you for your kind attention. Any question, points, topics?
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Prabhupada once said that people say that God is great, but they don't know how great God is.
Yes.
So this universal form is a kind of an explanation of how great God is.
Say that again?
I said the universal form is an explanation
Yes.
of how great God is.
Yes, okay.
Also he said that Mahavishnu, innumerable universes come out of his pores. So, okay, I lost it. Anyway, but I made one comment though, what Prabhupada said, that how great God is. Because
Yeah.
people think that it's a light or something, but we have a spiritual world,
Yeah.
Vrindavan, Vaikuntha, and then innumerable universes.
Yes, well that's what we touched on in the earlier part of the class. Krishna is absolute, param tattva, absolute truth. So there's no limitation on the creation. This is something in the material world, a young man looks at the sky and he thinks, what's beyond the stars? Where does the universe end? But actually there's no end to the creation. The creation is as absolute as the Supreme Lord. Any limitation cannot be applied to the Supreme Lord. This material section is the limited world. We have limited lifespan, limited energy, limited intelligence, limited finance, limited this, that. We are in a limited condition. But the Supreme Lord is Ananta, unlimited. So that, like we say, the sages, they meditate. What does unlimited mean? Right? They contemplate Krishna in that light. That's like Maharaj Bharat in the forest, right? Unlimited Supreme Lord. And that Aishwarya aspect is very important to realize first, because through that we can enter into the rasa aspect. Jagannath and Radharani and the cowherd boys, Mother Yashoda, and they have unlimited bliss. So that is sadhana, Aishwarya, and then rasa. And so we contemplate these things when we chant. And Chaitya Guru in the heart enlightens every single devotee according to their requirement. So that is the meaning of surrender. I surrender to you, Krishna. You are my Guru, you are my Chaitya Guru. You teach me what is necessary today. You understand? So Krishna is with everyone, Nityo Nityanam, and he is always ready to teach, because he is absolutely merciful. This is the important point. He's absolutely everything. He's absolutely beautiful, absolutely potent, absolutely merciful, absolutely knowledge, absolutely beautiful.
Creation also perfect.
Huh?
Creation also perfect. His creation is also perfect.
Yes. The material world, in its way, for its purpose, is perfect. Because we come here, we try to enjoy, and then we decide, a destroyer of worlds. Right now we see there's so much conflict. People want to establish my kingdom, my area, but everything is destroyed. Just like the Mughals were here once. They ruled India, so-called, for 800 years. Then the British came. They were kicked out. Even this world, the Mahabharata world, is destroyed. There was Kshatriya. Now the American world is being destroyed. So many worlds are being created and destroyed by time, right? The map is always being redrawn. Oh, this kingdom, this alliance, this now, right? There was once the Soviet Union, right? That's destroyed. So everything is coming up and going down like the seasons, you know. But people are, because it comes back to the same point, isn't it? Because we're eternal, we want to make an eternal home, right? We want to have an eternal kingdom. We want to have an eternal family, because that's coming from deep within our soul. We want the eternal, but we're trying to attain it in the wrong place, right? What is that? Jivara Svarupoi, Nityara, no, Krishnera, Nityadas. That is the real identity. Okay, thank you all very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Jagannath.